I can't believe I'm going to tell this story, but there's a good lesson to extract from it. So, about 15 years ago, I was learning how to meet women, learning how to attract women. And one of the things that I really wanted to do was build super confidence. So in order to build that confidence, I would go out completely sober, learning how to meet women. And I did this for a couple years. And what I would do to make it even more challenging on myself, I guess you can call me a masochist, was to actually go out completely alone. And I was going out alone because I knew that if I didn't have any wingmen with me or anyone to talk to, I would force myself to talk to women and other people around me to break through that shyness barrier. So one of my first times going out completely solo, this is in Los Angeles, I went out to this one bar, and for the first 30 minutes, I will be honest with you, it was scary as hell. I was not able to talk to anyone. I was going up to the bar, grabbing a water, drinking, kind of pacing, walking around. And then finally, I realized, all right, this is completely crazy. I came all the way here. I've been here for 30 minutes. I got to break the ice. So finally, I started to talk to some people, started to talk to some women. And by the end of the night, I was able to get a number from a woman who I was talking to after I got into that state and that nice flow. So we ended up going on a date about a week later. And I remember meeting her at this kind of casual restaurant spot where we were grabbing a drink at the bar. Grab a drink at the bar, we're chatting, having a good time. To be honest, I don't know if I learned this somewhere. I don't know if something came over me and I was just having fun and just saying crazy shit. But I ended up looking her dead in the eyes, and this was within context. I don't remember what we were talking about, but within the context, I said to her, you know what? Tonight, you and me are not having sex. Right after that, she looked dumbfounded, like no guy has probably ever said that to her, because most guys would never say that because that's very counterintuitive, right? So she looks at me, thrown off guard, and says, yeah, of course, like, duh, like, I'm not going to do that with you, right? She is agreeing to that. So we end up having the drink. We end up back at my place. What happens? We end up sleeping together, which at that time completely shocked me because, again, I don't even know why I said that. I don't know if I learned it somewhere, but we ended up sleeping together. And I realized later on, how could that have happened even though I ended up saying that we weren't going to do it? And it's because of a few reasons. One, me saying that to her actually showed her, or at least possibly showed her, that I wasn't desperate, because no desperate guy would actually come out and say that. And women don't want to be with a desperate, needy guy who is trying to get that. Also, when that happens and a woman ends up responding to that, she responds in a way so that she does not get slut-shamed. Women don't want to appear easy in a man's eye. So if a guy says that to her, she's going to want to agree to that because she would never agree to that. Pretty much no woman that you would ever say. If you ever said to any woman, okay, we're not sleeping together tonight, and she looks in your eyes and says, yeah, we are. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that could happen. She'd probably be very, very intoxicated. But probably 9 times out of 10, no sober woman would say, I disagree with that. Yes, we are. They're going to agree with you because they are not going to be want to looked at as someone who is easy. They want to be seen as someone who's actually the prize. That's what they want in your eyes. Women need to feel safety. So not only do they not want to be judged by society for their actions of sleeping around with men, but they want to make sure that they feel safe. So if they know they're with a guy who doesn't want to sleep with them in that moment or is not trying, that makes them feel a little bit more safe. There's one more thing to explain here, and I'll get into that in just a bit. But what you have to understand is I don't want you to be going out on all these dates saying to every single woman, hey, you and me, we are not sleeping together tonight. I don't know, maybe if there's a perfect moment and it happens within the context of what you guys are saying, that's one thing. But instead, what I want you to take away from this is more of the attitude and vibe on the dates that you are going. So let me explain. If you're on these dates, you're meeting these women and you're not really connecting with them, you're being physical too soon, you're not able to really show the woman that you actually care about being there, they're not going to feel safe. They're not going to want to sleep with you, and they're probably not going to want to see you again. So instead, you need to have a vibe that you are not desperate to get laid. And even though you might be, still, you give off that vibe, she's going to catch on to it. She's not going to be attracted. She's going to want that chase, and she is going to think that it's super needy and not feel safe. So if you're out talking to women, if you're out on dates and you're just oozing with this desperation, it's going to work against you. And that was the big lesson that I learned from that night. Now, back to what I was saying, another thing is that, remember, women live in the emotions of the moment. So in that moment, when you're saying that to her and she agrees with you, like, yeah, of course, we're not sleeping together tonight, that's her logical brain thinking. But when you're finally in the moment and the passion is there, even though you said that earlier, or even though maybe you gave that vibe off earlier, if she is attracted to you enough, she had a good time, she feels safe around you, you've asked for consent, then of course it is going to happen. Over here at TripAdvice, we have a coaching program that teaches guys how to be the guy that I'm talking about, how to be the guy who's not desperate, but also knows how to use attraction for their benefit to get the women that they're attracted to interested in them. If you go to tripadvicecoaching.com, you can book a call with my team and you can learn more about how coaching works. That call is 100% free. So go to tripadvicecoaching.com, watch the video on that page, and then book a call right below the video. Hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next video.